Hi, hello friends. Welcome back to The Breath, your New Age spiritual guide. Friends, let us first thank all the great masters of this universe and start this session. And I bow down to them. Friends, this is in continuation to our earlier discussion on how to keep cool always and how to control our emotions. Friends, we have seen how not to get provoked by other people. So, in this session, let us see how not to react to the circumstances or situations. And we will also cite two case studies in this regard, one from the past and one from the present. Friends, as we discussed, so we are totally controlled by our emotions. And suppose if we are facing a drastic situation, a disaster in our life, so that time we react very badly. So due to that, what happens, our mind totally becomes blank, and we are unable to think properly, and we are unable to take any decisions. So we'll be in a suffering mode for a long time because we are controlled by our emotions. So if suppose we are in a position to take, control our emotions and take right decisions, we will be immediately come out of that situation without hurting ourselves much. So for this, uh, first we will cite an example from our epic Mahabharata again. So when Pandavas were playing gambling with Kauravas, and they have lost everything, their kingdom, and first actually, Duryodhana um, wins the game, and our Dharmaraj pledges all his brothers, um, then pledges himself and pledges his wife also, Draupadi. So what happens then? Duryodhana and his ministers, they advise their people to drag Draupadi to the assembly. So all Pandavas were present, and Bhishma was present, and Dhritarashtra also present, and no one opens their mouth, including Karna. So Dusasana goes and drags Draupadi to the assembly hall, and as you know, there he starts, pulling her sari, and that time Draupadi was very upset. She do not know what to do. She has no time. She seeks the help of Lord Krishna. So what Krishna says to her, see Draupadi, everything happens as per dharma, like in front of Dharmaraj. So suppose if I come there, so Dharmaraj might lose his value in the assembly. So it won't be good for, it won't look nice. So if I come there, so this situation you have to handle yourself. So Draupadi, she becomes steady minded then. She thinks for a while. She thinks for a while. She knows that nobody is going to save her except she has to save herself, because all her husbands are in front of her, but they could not save her. And even Krishna also said he cannot save her. She has to take care of herself. So she decides. Then she asks a question. She puts a question to the Kauravas. She asks Dhritarashtra whether my husband Dharmaraja pledged himself and then pledged me, or pledges me first and then pledged himself. Just tell me what happened. Then Dhritarashtra said, no, actually Dharmaraja pledged all his brothers, and then pledged himself. After that only he pledged you. Then she catches the point. She says, she said, how can a person who lost, when he pledges himself, he lost himself. When he lost himself, he has no control over his wife also. Then how can he pledge me when he himself does not have any value? So he becomes a bonded servant to whoever won the game. First his four brothers, and then Dharmaraja himself became lost in the game. So then what control they have over me? I was independent, so they cannot pledge me. Suppose if suppose they pledged me first and then pledges themselves, then it was okay. But it is not so. Now it is vice versa. So this point strikes everyone. Dhritarashtra said immediately, sorry, my dear daughter, mistake has happened. So now you tell me, now you ask whatever wishes you want. Three wishes, I will fulfill your three wishes. First, she said, I want my husbands back. So you have to relieve them from the bondage. One. And then we want our kingdom back. So whatever they have lost, I want that back. Then he asked, what was the third one? She said, no, when everything came back, my husbands came back and my kingdom came back, I became a queen. So I don't want any of my third wish. So I will give whatever. If anybody asks, I will fulfill their wishes. You don't have to fulfill my third wish. Only these two are sufficient for me. So then they have relieved Pandavas. They have given whatever territory. So the lesson that we have to learn here, suppose if Draupadi was, keeps crying and lost her control over the emotions, so what would have happened? She could not have raised this point and relieved her husbands and kingdom. But she was quiet that time. She has control over her mind, and she was able to get out of the situation properly, safely. So this is a lesson, friends, not only for Draupadi, for all of us. Whatever situation arises, we must be cool. When we are cool, we will have lot of openings. So, but suppose if we react to the situation, immediately our mind becomes blank, and we think we have lost. That's all. So there is another incident. This is a live incident. I think you might have read or heard this story. In 2018, it happened in Thailand. one football coach and 18 of his team, boys, all are young boys, were caught in a cave. When they went to some other friend's house, before they come back, so rains started pouring, and the entire caves, everything were flooded. So they could not go back their homes. So at one stage, what happened? They had to go under the caves for 4 kilometers inside, where there is very no light at all, and no food, no water. Of course, water was there drop by drop inside, so that they were able to take it as a food. And they were stuck in that cave for 18 days. So there were about 18 boys, all are young, and that one football coach was the meditator. He was a Zen master. So he taught the children how to keep cool in those situations. So if suppose those everyone got panic, what would have happened? They would have lost their lives, all of them. Even if one person was panic, everyone would have he would have ruined everyone's life. But the person, no meditator, the Zen master, he controlled all the boys. He taught them how to keep cool. He taught them meditation. So only this meditation saved their lives for 18 days without food, with less air, very little oxygen. Friends, do you believe this? I'll give a link of this news in my description. You can go read this also. This is one classic example. So, how meditation can help you survive in such disastrous situations. Friends, this is really great. You know, there's a live example in this Kali Yuga where a person could save so many lives. No, in fact, there were many people from different countries who attended, even tried to save the people. Out of that, one person died also, the rescuers. But these people were safe. So how great it was, friends. So really, no, it was a lesson for us. So whatever, let it be anything. Whatever happens, let it happen. So as per the universal laws, as per our karmic cycle, whatever circumstances happen, we have to accept that, and we have to think out of the box. Okay, situation has come. I have to get rid of this situation. How to get rid of this situation? You have to think coolly. Friends, our lives themselves are not permanent. Our body is not permanent, and we know that very well. So, what is permanent? Only our soul is permanent. So, when our bodies are not permanent, and why do you have to bother about the situations? Situations are very small when you compare to our bigger lives, lengthier lives. So situation keeps varying. Suppose if we have trouble now, in another cycle the trouble would vanish, and we would be happy. There will be, it is like a cycle, friends. It keeps going, like our heartbeat, ECG, like ECG drawing only our life, ups and downs, and we must be thankful to the universe, because at least ups and downs are there in our life. So we keep growing. Don't worry even if you are down. If you are down means you are up spiritually. If you are up means you are up materially. So in whatever way we are benefited, friends. So first think this, keep this in mind, that whoever gives us trouble are our best friends. Do you believe it or not? This is true, friends. In this life, in the entire universe, there are no enemies for us. All are our spiritual and astral friends only. We are all friends. Some people design the life, and we design the life, our lives with themselves, that as if they are troubling us. So for example, I'll tell you, one friend tells the other friend, I keep troubling you in your next life. So that at one stage, not friend, you let us take a spouse. Okay, so wives are keep nagging and husbands are always furious. Wives think so and husbands think so. So they both are actually spiritual friends. So they both have a design. They decide in the astral world that at so and so stage, so you have to help me in this way. You teach me lessons. You make me understand. Then I would realize. So we decide that way and design our lives and come here. But the sad thing is that we forget everything. So after coming here to the earth, no, we forget everything. So we think, what kind of wife I have? She always nagging. So wives tell about husbands. Husbands complain about wives. But actually, they both are very close friends. Similarly, if our bosses, suppose if any boss keeps torturing us in the office, we think, what kind of idiot he is. He doesn't know anything, but he keeps torturing me. But friends, actually, he was your friend only. He is teaching you patience, how to keep cool, how to get along with situations, how to a teamwork, humbleness. All this he is teaching us. These things seems to be, we as if we have read everything in our childhood in Chandamama stories, all moral stories. Same thing, friends. Same thing in our real life also. We have to follow. We have to remember those stories. If we remember in our lives, we would become a perfect person in lives, both spiritual and material. Friends, 50% is our material life and 50% is our spiritual life. One has to spend 50% of his time for spirituality and 50% of his time for material world. So suppose we have, okay, to start with, we might not be having 50% time for allocation to spiritual work. To start with, we 1 hour we start, we increase it to 2 hours, increase it to 3 hours. At least in 24 hours, at least 4 hours we have to give it for meditation and dhyana prachar and reading books and sajjana sangatya. Some kind of spiritual work we have to get engaged those 4 hours. When you dedicate 4 hours for your spirituality, the remaining 20 hours would be, wonderful, would become wonderful for sure. But we have to ensure, you know at least we have to put one step first, 1 hour first. We have to keep increasing. Suppose if we are not well, we are ill or something, some reason, you have some kind of disease, then you have to do more meditation. If you do more and more meditation, your disease goes away fast. It is just like calories. We know how to burn calories, how much we have to take food, in what food, how many calories are there. Just like that, energy is also. When you do meditation, we take some energy, and the same energy is being used in our next day's life, material life. So suppose in the next day material life, we have too many activities like too much of thinking and too much of watching, and of course physically if you work too much, that doesn't go that much, but we have a feeling, like I had a very hard work I done, so all my energy is lost. That is different part, my dear friends. I'm not talking about that energy, that is physical energy. I'm talking about spiritual energy. That spiritual energy which you have inside of you as a cosmic energy, so that how it gets consumed. We listen to unwanted things, we watch unwanted things, we talk unwantedly. So by doing all this, the it gets consumed. So we have to save our energy. We have to learn how to save our energy first. Maximum, we should not open our mouth. When it is required, we have to open our mouth. Whenever you get time, just close your eyes and observe your breath. So thereby you again and again gaining some energy. It's all about energy. Everything is energy only. Whatever food we are eating, so what is there in that food? What carrot has? We keep names like D vitamin, minerals, some name we give, in material life, in material world. But actually what is inside is the cosmic energy. So that cosmic energy only gives you strength. By eating food, that energy gives you some strength, and by sleeping. So suppose if we sleep 8 hours, in that 8 hours we go deep into deep sleep only 1 hour, a healthy person. So that 1 hour whatever energy you are gaining, no, so only that matters. That energy is being conserved for the next day's activities. But suppose if we meditate, we draw the energy consciously. So in the sleep we get the energy subconsciously without knowing, only 10%. But when you do meditation, you get cosmic and abundant of cosmic energy directly into your body. Sorry, 100%. In fact, you don't have to sleep, you don't have to eat. Even without sleeping, without eating, we can live. This is the truth. But we don't have to do all those things. We don't have to go to that extreme. Those days our saints did all this. Still there are saints in Himalayas from thousands of years. They are still alive. So by doing so, we can lengthen our lives. So we can also live for 1,000 years. It's all in our hands, friends. We can do that. But being in material life, we don't go to that extreme. So here, no, in our path, Jnana Panasati, whatever Lord Buddha told, is a middle path, Madhya Marga. So we don't go to that extreme, and then we don't go to material life also. This extreme. So we are on the middle path. We take care of both equally. material life, spiritual life. We will live like a husband, we will live like a father, and we will live like a saint also. We are the new age saints and live like a common man. This is the truth, my dear friends, and this is the only solution available for Kali Yuga as a new age spirituality. So, friends, please follow meditation and practice meditation and be happy always. And as we had discussed, emotions are very important, so we have to have control on our emotions. So, we have seen two examples from the past and the present, and I hope you would have got some idea about how to be cool. Friends, with this, I think we'll close up this session, and next week, with any interesting subject, we'll once again meet up. And I hope, friends, all of you wish you a very happy Pongal and wish you happy New Year, and goodbye to you all. Thank you, friends, and thank you. Thanks for being here.
Please share and subscribe to make your spiritual journey faster.